Busy people getting fit in Fulshear, Texas. Our aim is to help you look better, feel better, and perform better as quickly as possible. I'm your host, Bryan White with Blue Eagle Fitness and Nutrition. Welcome. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here with Clancy Harbers, and we have a special guest joining us today. This is known as Stephen, my favorite Harbers. If my choices are Clancy or Stephen, I'd much rather hang out with Stephen. No offense to Clancy. But maybe that's just because I get to coach Clancy so often in the 8:30 class. Welcome, Stephen. Glad you're here. Clancy, what are we going to talk about today?
So you mentioned something about the golden age of parenting. So I was curious. I was kind of curious what you meant by that.
Perfect. Golden age of parenting. As a hint, it's not when they're 17 years old. That's not that is not the golden age of parenting. Stephen shaking his head. What could that possibly mean? Stephen, do you wake up every morning and tell your mom how much you love her? Yes. And good. Then maybe Clancy has hit the jackpot and is still in the golden age of parenting. So I was talking to a young mom today at lunch, getting to know her and her business a bit better. We'll bring her on the podcast. She has a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, just about to turn 3. And I was like, ooh, almost there, almost to the golden age of parenting. And she is like, what are you talking about? Because I am nowhere near any golden age of anything. And I was like, yeah. So before the calm, so the calm is the golden age of parenting. You've got a big storm, that you're about to go through. So I learned this when my second daughter was 3 years old. Well, when she was 4. And she was best friends with 4 other girls and the 5 moms. So each mom of the 5 girls, they were all very close friends as well. And the odd thing that was happening was that each of those parenting relationships or marriages were actually rocky. All the marriages were rocky, and we had a lot in common in terms of our kids and the ages of our kids. And all of our second borns were 4 years old. And that was when one of the moms did her own research and realized a significantly high rate of divorce. I want to say over 50% of parents with kids in certain age ranges, but it's a significantly high rate of divorce happens when the second kid is 4 years old. And that was exactly where we were with Avery at the time. And, our marriage was rocky. We were struggling, but it felt nice to know that we weren't the only ones. And so here's what's happening. You've just come out of the terrible 2s and the even worse 3s. Okay. And you've got this 4-year-old, and the golden age of parenting happens for most of us when our kid hits kindergarten, because at that point, we can go into the room, we can wake them up. Hey, Stephen, time to get up for bed, or time to get out of bed. And then we can leave, and then he can go brush his teeth. We're not changing diapers anymore. He's coming down, he dresses himself, right? Stephen, you were dressing yourself when you were 5 and 6, getting ready for kindergarten, right? We could wake him up, go downstairs, start getting breakfast ready, and the kid would come down, probably not perfect. Like Ariana, my 6-year-old now, still forgets to wash her hands, brush her teeth every morning, may not come down with the right pair of shoes, still trying to sneak off with some flip-flops or some high heels that she's trying to sneak off to kindergarten with. I know. So not perfect, but pretty close, right? Pretty close. Well, what happens is, before that calm, you still have the kid who can't quite, like, you're spending your whole morning, you're waking the kid up, but you're actually having to get the kid out of bed. You're having to get the clothes out of the drawer. You're having to clothe, dress the kid, spending a lot of time at night. You're actually having to give the kid a bath, like get the handle off and like spray the kid down, right? When they're in kindergarten, first grade, definitely you don't need to do that anymore. But this 3 year or this 4 years and kind of into the fives, you're like, oh, I see it. I see where the golden opportunity is. The promised land is just over that hill, but this hill keeps getting higher and higher and higher. And so I just wanted to caution this mom or give her a heads up that you're almost there. Like, just, it's really going to stink for the next 2 years, but just keep pushing through. You can do it. You can do it. There's an amazing world on the other side of a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old when they're 7 and 5. Oh man, I mean, you're golden. You're golden. And the reason for my question, Stephen, about what, because right now you're right, they eventually turn into teenagers, and you're like, well, isn't that golden age? Well, yeah, but no, it's not, because when they're little, like, they can still take care of themselves, which is great and reduces our stress, but they still love us, right? They still come and snuggle. Ariana still gets a bedtime story, right? And if I don't give her a bedtime story, she gives me just can I have a bedtime story, right? And then I'll give you a kiss if you give me a bedtime story, right? And then I get extra kisses and snuggles with a bedtime story. And then I get ready to leave, and she grabs my arm and says, can I have snuggles and wuggles? And I don't know where the wuggles came from. That was a Celesta thing. She created that somehow. When they're 15, when they're 17, right? You don't go give Steven a kiss on the forehead and him give you, mommy, can you snuggle with me for 5 minutes? I mean, he's like, oh, I don't know that. So see, he has graduated from the golden age of parenting, right? So that is the golden age of parenting. You wake the kid up, they can get up, take care of themselves almost 95% of the way, but they still love you. Lots of hugs and snuggles. Mommy, I love you so much. Daddy, I love you so much. Can I give you a kiss? Can I give you a hug? That is the golden age of parenting. Starts about kindergarten and ends 5th grade, 6th grade, kind of depending on how middle school goes for some kids. If you hang on, maybe 7th grade, but I'm sure some kids graduate a little early in 4th grade. They've moved on. They're like, done with you, mom and dad. Just give me cash. So yeah, that is the golden age of parenting. What do you think about that, Stephen? What do you think?
I don't know. It seems that it was when I was little, yeah. So when it all happened, and then I grew up.
Do you remember when you came to me and you were so upset? He was little, and he was so upset. He said, Mama, all the houses are sold. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, all the houses around us are sold. I don't know what you mean, Stephen. He's like, where am I supposed to live when I get big? Because he wanted to buy little. He wanted to buy a house near us and live near us. Now I think he's got one more year of high school, and he's like, I'm out of here. I'm not trying to live here, y'all.
Right? It's the circle of life. It's the way things go. But some of us, I mean, we have a 16 and a 14, and we're kind of doing it all over again with our 6-year-old. So we're back into that golden age of parenting, as long as we can prevent the high heels going off to school. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hope you enjoyed my little story.
I liked it. That was good. I'm starting to notice that my 21-year-old is starting to like us again. So that's coming back around. So that, to me, that's like my golden age era right now, is where they start to want to hang out with you. And you're like, what? And that's like a special bonus. They start coming back around. So that's fun too.
Perfect. I love it. And maybe next time you can tell us a little bit more about what I don't know anything about the second golden age. So maybe it's there. I don't know about it yet. We're not there in my family, but maybe next time you can tell us more about that.
Absolutely.
Well, thank y'all. Have a great day.
All right, you too.
Bye. You can get every episode of Busy People Getting Fit wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. You can also reach us at busypeoplegettingfit.com. Until next time, thank you for listening.